What's going on, everybody? Malik here, and today I'm gonna be talking about why it is that I run barefoot and why I like to run barefoot. I actually just came out here. I ran 4 miles barefoot. If y'all want to see the bottom of my foot, it's a little rough, a little bit, but that's all good. That's part of it. So what started this journey for me was basically researching on things that alleviate, leg pain, joint pain, things like that. And I started to read up on barefoot running, and I instantly, started to see certain benefits and things like that, from other people's anecdotes and things like that. And I thought I'd give it a shot. So yeah, there are actually multiple studies that are being released studying this exact topic and, this whole thing about barefoot running. And there has been various conclusions over many trials that basically conclude that yes, it does alleviate joint pain, it does alleviate a lot of stresses in the knees and in the ligaments and things like that in your legs. Not only that, but the way that your feet operate change depending on if you run barefoot or not. So as you can see here, your foot, when you run without shoes, you are naturally bouncing off that ball of your foot. It's like a velociraptor. Your foot, the front of your foot digs into the ground and propels you forward. Whereas when you run with shoes, because of that added heel onto your shoe, that extra extra inch that is on the bottom of your back foot, you are more likely to plant your foot first and then propel yourself. And that shock from landing on your heel is what deteriorates the cartilage in your knees more rapidly. So it's quite simple. That pretty much summarizes like the main benefits of it is, the less strain on your ligaments and things of that nature. Of course, just like any running, I recommend for people to, always stretch before runs, especially if you're running for distance like I do. As you can see, I'm out here in the field of reeds outside. My channel revolves a lot around nature. If I'm not at my desk, I'm probably outside somewhere. And this is where I recommend for most people, well, actually everyone, honestly, to attempt barefoot running is on the trail, more specifically dirt trails. This trail here that I was at today has like rocks and a bunch of stuff, and that can be harsh on people, especially new people. Your feet will callus. Your feet do develop calluses and will get harder and stronger, and you'll be able to run on more different materials. But yeah, for starters, definitely recommend like a dirt trail, something like that. Not sand. Loose sand is very hard to run on. If you ever went to like a beach with a lot of sand, a lot of dry sand, it's hard to run on. So yeah, that's what I would recommend for newcomers into barefoot running. I've been doing it for almost a year now, and I feel great. I actually prefer it to running with shoes in the trails. However, I will also say that there is a disadvantage to running barefoot out here in the trail. And that is that occasionally your local dumbass will leave glass, broken glass or beer cans or some shit that's in the ground, and then you slice your foot open. Now, that's never happened to me, but again, this comes with some of what I believe is a benefit of barefoot running, which is actually that you are more aware of your surroundings because you are tapped in like an avatar when they put their hair into a creature, and they tap in and they become one. That's how I feel when I run out here, because not only do your feet give you more sensory of what's around you and the electromagnetic waves and all that stuff, but also you have to see where you're stepping. It's a concern that you pass over your brain when you have shoes on, right? Because you're not thinking about that, you're just running in shoes. When you don't have shoes on, especially if your feet aren't hard yet, you definitely don't want to step on, some glass that somebody smashed, So you have to be more aware of your surroundings. You have to be looking at the floor a lot. And that can suck, at first for a lot of people. But as you get used to it, you don't even notice yourself doing it. You just kind of like are scanning the whole time while you're running. It's not that distracting in my opinion. I still run good time. So it's not that big of a detractor. I will say that I'm not against shoes. I'm not against running with shoes. But for someone that likes to run in trails and I don't really run on like roads and stuff like that very often. And when I do wear shoes. However, I recommend people check out shoes like Vivo Barefoot. And there's a couple other brands that the shape of the shoe is very important, because shoes that are generally made for sports and running and things like that, usually have a point at the tip, and that's not how a foot looks. You see, like, there's no like point on my foot. My foot is, much wider at the tip, so yeah, there are shoe brands that make shoes that actually look like a foot, and that is good. And also, you want to make sure that the cushioning at the bottom is not so thick, so that you're not doing that heel shit that I was talking about earlier. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share why it is I like to run barefoot and why I think more people should do it. I think it's great. It's great for your body. Again, take heed of all the warnings and things like that I've given in this video from my experience. And I will be training for races in the future, so I'll probably be uploading stuff about that. And yeah, I know right now I'm not in like full stud mode, but we're getting there. I was injured doing jiu-jitsu, so I've currently been healing, but it has actually been a good thing because it's given me more time to run as opposed to training or lifting weights as much. But I am getting back into all of those things. I'll still be running. I run at least once a week, and that's good enough, for now. But yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you for watching the video. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.